Okay guys, so just behind me is the Blue House, and it's been the president office for decades until today actually, because today the new president is moving to another office, so this is going to be like in the past. I was lucky to be one of the first people to visit the Blue House right after it was opened to the public. On May 10th, the new Korean president was inaugurated and he moved the president office to a new building in Yongsan. With a big celebration, the Blue House was opened to the public in the same day. We're taking a walk now, and basically they opened the whole place up. And the first time I did the tour, there was like a special paths that you can go. It was very restricted because, you know, the whole administration was working and we didn't know if the president is in and out. They didn't tell you. They don't tell you, but now you can basically go everywhere, but not buildings, But outside you can just go around.
It's beautiful.
Getting a ticket to visit the Blue House was not easy, especially in the opening week. We had to go to a dedicated website and then be lucky enough to be granted access, as at the moment it's a lottery system. I guess too many people want to see the country's top government office and residence. There are 3 different entrances to get into the Blue House, but we got in through an entrance close to the press center. This is where the official entry of the guided tour to the Blue House used to be. I covered the original Blue House tour in another video. My first impression is that this is not the place I have seen before. It's busy, it's messy, and it's loud. But I guess this happens when you have 10,000 visitors a day. The camp tents on the lawn are a great idea. This is the last area to discover for some, but it's the beginning of the tour for us, so we didn't feel the need to rest and enjoy the scenery yet. I'm way more curious to discover other areas I couldn't see during my previous visit to the Blue House. The first place off the regular viewing path of the guided tours is the beautiful Cheong Pavilion, a Hanok-style building that dates back to Joseon times when it was part of the Gyeongbokgung Palace grounds. It's believed to be a banquet venue for the royal office, one fine example of the hanbok style that's prevalent all over Korea. We continued up the hill to reach the actual residence of the Korean president. This is the private residence of the Korean president, 2 buildings, and it's really beautiful. They're blue tiles, and you can see there's like some animals on the roof that shows that it's like a special building. Up until now, presidents of Korea have lived here, but since the Blue House is officially not used for government purposes, it's open for visitors. Well, not the building itself, but the garden. The buildings of the Blue House will eventually be opened to the public. The Blue House was used by the administration of President Moon Jae-in literally until yesterday. Understandably, they want to renovate and conserve it before it's open for the public. If you walk down through a small park with a charming pond and cute pavilion, you'll reach the guest house where foreign dignitaries stayed on their state visit to Korea. Just behind me is the guest house in Cheong Wa Dae in the Blue House. Basically, if there's like official guests visiting the president, they're going to be staying here. The guest house is also built following the traditional Korean Hanok style, and I cannot wait to see the interior when they open it up for the public. I was impressed by this lawn on my first visit to the Blue House. Doing a concert over here makes sense. It's a beautiful space, and I loved how visitors gathered around and enjoyed the performances. This is the big green open space in front of the representative office building of the Blue House. It's often used for banquets and official open-air gatherings. On May 10th, the first day of the official opening of the Blue House to the public, there were traditional royal court performances. Too bad we got tickets for the afternoon when most of the events were gone. The main Blue House building reflects on the traditional Hanok-style architecture. The impressive Bugaksan Mountain is behind it. Perfect setup according to the Korean version of Feng Shui, Bungsu. So this is actually the Blue House building, and the reason it's called Blue House, in Korean Cheong Wa Dae, is because the tiles of the roof are in blue, and also you can see that the building is painted in danchon, but it's very discreet, very light danchon, a little bit different from you can see in the palaces and temples. Unfortunately for now, the tour does not include an inside the premise visit to the Blue House. Hopefully, soon it will be open and you will be able to see in person this beautiful building that witnessed most of the modern Korean history. It turns out I didn't miss all the festivities celebrating the opening of the Blue House for the public. There is a royal procession enacting what it might look like if the king goes for a walk. Glad I could meet the king today, even though this used to be the house of the president. But it makes sense. The Blue House grounds were historically part of the Gyeongbokgung Palace, so the king has all the right to come by and inspect what once belonged to him. Thanks for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, leave a comment, or simply subscribe to my YouTube channel for more travel videos like this one.